OSBT Standard Procedure 01600, Office Safety Policy. Office safety purpose. Ensure that potential office hazards within our facility are eliminated. This standard operating procedure is intended to address comprehensively the issues of evaluating and identifying potential office hazards, providing written procedures, and communicating information concerning these hazards to employees, and mitigating factors adversely affecting office safety. Managers, supervisors are responsible for the safe condition of all office areas within the company. Supervisors will ensure that proper safety conditions exist in each office. Employees. OSBT employees will implement office safety through the use of this document. To promote this goal, employees are required to report to work in appropriate mental and physical condition to perform their job safely. Office ergonomics. Ergonomic improvements can dramatically improve worker safety and productivity. Employees are most likely to work efficiently and accurately when they do not have to strain. Supervisors should be given adequate training in recognition and control of ergonomic improvements. Office safety. Supervisors should know the symptoms of cumulative trauma disorders, CTD. Be able to recognize when the stress involved in a particular job may have the potential for contributing to a CTD. Make sure employees are working in the best way possible. Cumulative trauma disorders. The most common CTDs are tendinitis, carpal tunnel syndrome, CTS, and lower back problems. Tendinitis. Tendinitis is an inflammation of a tendon that can occur at or near any joint. Tendinitis associated with office work is most likely to occur at the wrist because of the stresses that can be involved in typing or filing. Carpal tunnel syndrome. CTS is caused by pressure on the median nerve in the wrist. This nerve controls feeling and movement in the thumb and first three fingers. CTS symptoms include numbness, pain, difficulty in holding objects, and restricted movement in the thumb and first three fingers. Lower back strain. Lower back strain can be caused by too low of work surfaces, improper lifting techniques, improper seating, or a combination of factors and poor workstation design. Risk reduction techniques. Data entry is probably the biggest contributor to CTS. With the fingers resting on the home keys of the keyboard and shoulders relaxed, the employee's wrists and forearms should be in a straight line and more or less parallel to the floor. If they are not, attempt the following adjustments. Sitting. Improper sitting can cause fatigue and tension in the back, neck, or shoulders. The following adjustments will be helpful. Adjust the chair so that the feet are flat on the floor with no pressure on the back of the legs. Adjust the back of the chair so that adequate support to the back is provided. Adjust the chair height. Lower the work surface. Attach a keyboard drawer under desktop having an inappropriate height for keying information. Place the keyboard on a movable arm attached to the desk. Copy stand. If data entry is done from printed copy, they should have a copy stand beside the monitor and be seated on the same level with it. That way, they will not have to continuously turn their head from side to side as they work. Telephone communications. Most jobs that depend on telephone communication for data entry provide headsets that leave the employee's hands free and their shoulders relaxed. When people grip a telephone handset between the ear and shoulder, they are straining shoulder and neck muscles. In addition, their hands are probably being forced into an awkward position for typing. Position materials and workstations so employees can reach the work comfortably without stretching or straining. Employees who spend most of the day sitting should have good back support. Minimize the amount of force required to do the job. If employees have to lift, make sure they do it in the best way possible. Locate materials to reduce the amount of reach required as well as the distance traveled. Break periods. Be sure employees take advantage of scheduled breaks to relax muscles and tendons. If the job has a high rate of repetition, take whatever other measures you can to reduce the risk for cumulative trauma disorders. The employee should be encouraged to take regular breaks and exercise on a regular basis to increase circulation. Seat height adjustment. Improper sitting height requires employees to reach farther than necessary during the course of the workday. The seat height should be adjusted so that writing does not require them to round their shoulders. Seat length. Employees can also develop leg and back problems from sitting too long in a chair that is too deep for them. When they are sitting so they have good back support and their feet are supported, the edge of the chair should be at least a couple of inches back from the knees. Arm support. A support for the arms can help reduce fatigue, both in the shoulders and the back. It bears the weight of the arms and much of the upper body weight. Armrests on a chair should be padded and they should be short enough so the employees will not have to stretch to reach the work. If employees use the edge of the desk for an arm support, it should be rounded to reduce pressure on the arms. Remember, that kind of pressure can contribute to problems with the nerve that runs past the elbow. Foot support. Inadequate support for the feet can result in reduced circulation to the lower legs and feet. Because many people relieve the pressure on their legs by leaning forward, this leaves them without any support to the back. Modern footrests, properly adjusted to relieve pressure points, usually will solve the problem. Adjusting the seat height will also help. Office noise abatement. High levels of noise, such as that from computer printers, large copy machines, and other equipment found in office environments, can prove damaging to hearing as well as add stress to the work environment. The company will conduct sound level surveys as needed to determine if the occupational noise exposure exceeds the permissible noise exposure of the Occupational Safety and Health Regulation 1910.95. Lighting criteria. Eye strain is a traditional health hazard of offices. The role of proper lighting is to provide a safe, comfortable, and efficient visual environment. The following safe lighting criteria will be used to evaluate lighting conditions in office areas. Eye strain. Eye strain can also be a problem. Adjusting the screen for the minimum amount of glare and best contrast will reduce the amount of eye strain our employees experience. Monitor VDT problems. Many people suffer from neck and shoulder problems because they spend hours working from a computer monitor or visual display terminal, VDT. That is not in the best position for them. Correct placement of the VDT can relieve stress on the neck and shoulders. Monitor position. Employees should be able to read the screen with head in a neutral position and facing forward. In order to do that, the monitor should be in front of them rather than to the side, and it should be at about eye level or a little lower. For employees who wear bifocals, the monitor should be positioned low enough for them to be able to read the screen without tilting their heads back. Distance. The distance a monitor is from them is also important. They should be able to read it easily without leaning forward or back in order to focus. It should be arm's length plus 2 to 3 inches. Record keeping. The company will provide training for each employee using office ergonomics. The program will enable each employee to recognize hazards related to office ergonomics and to use proper procedures to minimize these hazards. Field service techs report unsafe conditions to the call center in their exit interview and/or their PM, project manager. Local Houston branch employees report unsafe conditions to their supervisor. Regular inspections, fire safety equipment, emergency evacuation procedures, mobility impaired list, electrical hazards, exits, aisles, and floors, office equipment and duplicating machines, bookcases, shelves, and cabinets, stairwells, halls, and ramps. This concludes office safety training. Please copy and paste the test link into your browser and begin the quiz.